Hello there, and welcome to day 2 of LinkedIn Studio Sessions, coming to you from the lobby of the LinkedIn office in beautiful downtown San Francisco. I'm Sahar Anderson, and I'm not only your host today, but I'm also a sales leader who has lived through the tough last few years right along with you. I don't know about you, but it feels like we've been through the looking glass, and we're now on the other side, a world where the importance and transformative potential of AI is in sharp focus. And that's exactly where our center of gravity will be for the next hour. But first, let's test out that chat feature. Let's hear it. Where are you all hailing from? Okay, affirmative that the chat works. Let's keep the conversation going because we want to hear what you think during our time together today. So let's jump right in. At LinkedIn, we've incorporated AI technologies into our platform and products for years, but we're always looking to take big leaps forward. Big news flash. Today, we announced our pilot of 2 new generative AI capabilities that will be folded into LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Monica Lewis, our Senior Director of Product, is leading this effort, and she's here to chat with Tomer Cohen, our Chief Product Officer, and Mark Hocking, a leading sales executive at Intel, on AI's impact on the future of commerce, what that means for the sales profession, and how LinkedIn is incorporating AI to help unlock new opportunities, which is sure to be fascinating. But AI is just one aspect of Sales Navigator that we're focused on. But wait, there's more. After the AI session, Monica and John Barrows, CEO of JB Sales, will share more about the upcoming Sales Navigator roadmap. They'll go into more detail about our AI features and share more about capabilities aimed at driving seller productivity. So with that, I'm going to pass it to Monica.
Hi, everyone. I'm Monica Lewis, Head of Product Management for LinkedIn Sales Solution. And no matter where you go today, you can't escape the excitement for AI. And I think that excitement and buzz is really warranted. AI is pushing the boundaries of what's possible in so many fields. And with recent generative AI advancements, we're seeing more opportunities to address that ever-increasing complexity and speed at which business is done. And we're seeing globally, forward-looking business leaders are grappling with, what does this mean for my organization? How do I adapt and lead in this changing world? And I'm joined today by Tomer Cohen, our Chief Product Officer here at LinkedIn, and Mark Hocking, Global VP of Seller Experience at Intel. And for the next half hour, we'll be exploring AI's impact on how business is done, what that means for the sales profession, and how LinkedIn is building on our AI foundations to further empower salespeople. Welcome, Tomer and Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
So you've both been working in tech for a couple decades. And I think we've seen over that time the rise and fall of the promise of new technologies. And AI isn't anything new today. So I'm curious what your perspectives are on why it's getting so much attention right now. Tomer, want to share your thoughts?
Yeah, we're definitely in this new era of AI right now. There's a fun thing I do every month or so. I check out how AI is trending on Google Trends. You can actually plug in the keyword and see the trend on a thing going back to 2004. And one of the nice things you'll see is that it really picked up almost from 0 to 100 over the last 6 to 9 months, which has been remarkable. I've been building and working with AI for a couple of decades now, and I got to a point where my mom, who is 75, and my youngest daughter, who is 5, are both asking me about AI. So there's it bridged generations at this point. Now, it's important to understand that AI is not new. AI was coined in the 60s. It went through multiple cycles, multiple innovation cycles, multiple stagnation cycles. But really, it's the last couple of decades that AI has quietly transformed our lives. We just haven't seen it. It was in the background. And that's really because of 3 things that happened with AI. The first one is data. We're in this point right now where there's massive proliferation of data everywhere. Everything we do, everything that Mark does, creates a kind of a breadcrumbs and a footprint. What he does online, and even offline experiences are attached to the online experience. The second one is computing power, which has obviously progressed tremendously with cloud over the years. And the last one is algorithms, which has been part of the latest innovation there. Everything from artificial intelligence to machine learning, deep learning, and transformers, and now GPT-4. Now, that basically means that we move from AI quietly transforming our life, and it's going to come to the foreground. And we're going to start seeing how AI becomes part of how we work, not just working to do stuff for us on the kind of the back office stuff, but also literally next to us the whole time. The whole idea of this co-pilot, personal assistant, it will reinvent how we work, everything from writing code to how we automate, how we get insights, how we literally perform tasks on our daily lives. It will change our roles. It will change our companies, probably change our industry and our lives. So that's like one aspect of what makes it very, very exciting and unique.
Yeah, I totally agree with all of that. And, what I think just kind of picking up, it's not just in the business world that it's gone from being, something that's kind of in the background or something that's in the foreground. It's like everybody, like you said, it's a generational thing. Everybody's been able to go and try it with ChatGPT. They're able to see like, oh my goodness, like this can change the way that I, write a paper or that I, apply for a college or solve a problem. And so the fact that the application has been available to like so many people, and so many people have been able to see the impact of, the power that it can bring, I think is one of the things that's really driven it to be, in the forefront of everybody's minds right now, because they've experienced it. It's not hidden. It's like right in the front.
And my take from this is I need to put my 5-year-old daughter in front of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
We've not crossed that bridge yet.
Exactly.
So I guess despite this excitement for AI, many executives don't yet know how their organizations should be thinking about leveraging AI tools, building AI skill sets. I'm curious from your vantage points, how do you expect to see the world of business to change in response to these advancements? Mark, do you want to jump in on this one?
Yeah, I think, executives everywhere are going to be looking at like, how do I get more productivity out of my people? This is kind of the next generation in productivity advancements that I think we can bring to into the workplace. So what are the things that are bogging my people down, that are taking time, that AI can solve? And then, investing and developing solutions in those spaces so that your teams, your people can be more productive, that they can get more done, more efficient, and smarter, along the way. So I think that lens of productivity and enhancement of the human capital that there is at each of everybody's companies is going to be a really important focus area for executives to consider.
Yeah, completely agree. I would probably add that there's kind of two elements. There's the value element of productivity that comes into it and the innovation. There is also the AI literacy part of it, which is really important. And actually, even take a step back, look at technology as a whole. We're in this like massive speed of change in the world right now. And when it comes to technology impacting our roles and our companies, we have this amazing stat we saw at LinkedIn where you look at roles now and 5 years ago, on an average, every role changed by 25% of the skills necessary. So basically, a quarter of what you need to know for the role over the last 5 years change. And when we see that we take it to 2030, 65% of the skills necessary for a role would change. And now you add AI to it, which is progressing at this amazing speed, and there's a good chance that like a decade from now, your role would completely change. So that requires everybody to start learning and building that literacy with technology, especially with AI. One thing that, for me, really shows the gap is that when you talk to executives, like Mark, and you ask about the impact they see from AI, they'll say, hey, I'm expecting massive productivity gains, massive revenue gains. When you talk to salespeople, the vast majority want to use AI. But then when you talk to them about, do you understand AI? Do you know how it works? Only 17% say they understand how the technology works. So there's a massive gap between the ambition you have and your level of understanding and literacy about how to use it. So that's just like, for me, it was like always a starting point around how to do it. And that's one of the reasons at LinkedIn we created this AI library for folks to jump into it. But then I go back to Mark's point around productivity. We hear a lot from people, executives and leaders, that in many ways they love their job, they don't like their day as much.
Yeah.
Because it's like filled with like drudgery,
Right,
filled with tedious tasks. You know, I thought I was here to help the company grow, but I find myself moving rows over a spreadsheet.
Yeah, or searching for data.
I went to do this PhD in data science, and I find myself cleaning stuff all day long. That's not the reason I took this role, and I think we will be able to go back to it. AI can actually take a lot of those tedious tasks,
Right.
those mundane tasks, and really help people focus on what they enjoy doing the most, which is creativity, strategy, human touch points, innovation. And for me, that's just remarkable.
Yeah, yeah.
Tomer, I'm curious, you mentioned AI literacy. Any other thoughts on, folks out there who want to improve their AI literacy? What advice or tips would you have for them?
Yeah, it's something that is dear and near to my heart for a long time, because I've seen it coming for a long, because when I started with AI, many folks were kind of shying away from it. It was kind of that like black box that, filled with magic, with spells and charms, and people were kind of trying not to engage with it. And I think now they're realizing they need to, but they still don't know how. And I think it's time to demystify it. It's an incredible technology, but just like anything else we've built as human beings, it could be learned, and it could be learned really, really well. And there's amazing resources right now to start tapping into it. On LinkedIn alone, but we're not the only ones out there offering AI courses, but we have AI paths on LinkedIn from everything from I know nothing, so I want to get like a good 101 on AI for my specific function. So for any function that you can think about, everything to like, okay, I'm ready to develop in AI. I want to actually start building applications in AI, to how does semantic kernel work and what's the understanding of prompt engineering. So you can go everything from as deep as you want and as broad as you want. The most important thing is to get started. Just looking at this technology from far and saying, oh, it's remarkable, I don't know how it works, would not actually help your team, your company, yourself be very successful.
I think maybe on that note, talking about AI, how it manifests in different fields, would love to dive in more on sales specifically. And Tomer, as you mentioned, AI is not new to us here at LinkedIn. It's really core technology for connecting members on LinkedIn and connecting those buyers and sellers. And our research shows when we survey sellers, more than 2/3 of them are expecting the use of AI to change. Tomer, you mentioned over a 5-year horizon. They're even seeing over the next 6 months. They're anticipating that playing a bigger role. And Mark, you and your team aren't strangers to AI technology and using that to power your sales process. Many years ago, Intel expedited plans to apply AI through the customer lifecycle across sales and marketing, ultimately with the goal of helping identify and solve selling pain points. I'm curious, can you tell us more about that journey? How has your team adapted AI into the sales process?
Yeah, thank you. It has been a great journey. I think around 2015, 2016, we started applying sales AI or an AI platform to sales. And we're taking data about our customer engagements, our opportunity pipeline, our win-loss, our where our customers are looking for information, and serving those up to our sellers in the form of what we call sales assists. And sales assists are really a prompt to the seller to, hey, there's an intent, or there may be an opportunity here for you to go look into. And the average seller at Intel gets 2 or so a week prompts to go and look at and find an opportunity. The sellers created a couple hundred opportunities based on these prompts last month. We do also, there's some autonomous sales that we do as well. So some of these intents, we're able to connect with a customer and kind of serve up information with them to the customer and kind of in the background without the seller having even be involved. But we found that working with sellers and getting their feedback as we develop these types of technologies to help them do their jobs, they have rated these sales assists with a 93% approval. We've developed it to the point where the feedback we get is this is great, really, really helping us tee up opportunities. So it's been a great journey.
That's wonderful. It's great to see Intel coming so early into this process and building it homegrown with your team.
Yeah.
And the point you made about sellers actually giving feedback to the system.
Yeah.
many folks are not aware, but this is one of the biggest reasons to start implementing and getting your team involved, because ultimately AI gets better with feedback. It's called reinforcement learning. That's how it actually learns really, really well. So having what's unique about your company, coming from your own human side of it, is a really powerful way to kind of build it up.
It is, and it's one of the, I think, kind of main reasons why you might want to do some work yourself. Like, that's why we've done some of the work in-house, is to get that feedback loop and to be able to like modify and drive the product development quickly based on what you're learning kind of in real time.
Yeah, it's a great point.
Yeah.
I think the other thing you mentioning, it delivers a couple of those insights a week.
Yeah.
Something we have observed, thinking about how different sellers approach things, getting that deep sales focus. Hey, it's not 200 things a week.
Right.
It's not the noise.
You can't
it's really
overwhelm people with like so much information. I mean, we're all overwhelmed already with information. So it's like, I'm going to give you really valuable information in a dose that you can handle.
Yeah.
Like, do something with it. Like, it's gonna be worth your time investment.
Yeah, I love that. It's really the high value pieces. So when it knocks on your door, you answer every time.
That's right. That's right.
I'm curious, Mark, was there anything challenging about that journey and any learnings you can share for other leaders who are thinking of similar?
Yeah, I think the key learning that I would share is kind of what we were talking about earlier, which is just the importance of having a feedback loop with your sellers as you're implementing things like this. You really kind of got to dial it in and get it right. You got to make sure that what you're offering is helping them do their jobs, and that you're not overwhelming them, and that the user experience is right, and that you're not missing some data set that would make the assist in our case like more valuable. So those were all learnings that we kind of had along the way, and it was, you close that loop by having dialogue with the people that are adopting and using it. And just like anything else, when you're developing a product, you want to listen to your customers and deliver them value in what you're doing, and not just kind of flying blind from a technology perspective or putting the full power. It's like, I want to help you do your job, and along the way that you're being measured and whatnot. So I think that's the biggest learning that we had, was just like having that really close collaboration with our customers, the sellers, in my case at Intel, is really key.
This is a key learning I want to emphasize that Mark is already doing with his team, but it's important for everybody, because when you start establishing AI in your company, you're really building this general purpose AI. You bring it from the outside. Imagine the analogy I have usually is an athlete. You bring an athlete to the company. In this case, it's a technology athlete. But then really your job is to take that athlete and make it work for you. So you might be a sprinter. Like, what you need this athlete to be is to be a sprinter, or somebody needs a weightlifter, or somebody needs a basketball player. So you can think about, like, you have unique characteristics that only fits you. So the last thing you want is to just bring this technology in-house and use it as a general purpose technology. If you have the capabilities and the resources, you want to start tailoring it to the type of athlete you want it to be.
Yeah.
And that's really powerful. Yeah. That's where you get tremendous gains over everybody else.
Exactly. I completely agree.
I love that. Pivoting a little bit, artificial intelligence can help salespeople jumpstart a lot of the work that they do. Researching a prospect before a meeting, all kinds of different things, but ultimately can't replace the skills and intuition that humans bring to the table. So I'm curious, how do you see the role of AI for sales specifically, and how is the role of the salesperson changing? Mark, would you care to share your observations?
Yeah, I think you mentioned earlier drudgery. I think many salespeople really don't like doing a lot of the things that are required to like do a sales job well. Whether it be prospecting, whether it be going through data, reporting. Like, many of them just want to spend time with their customers. They want to spend time persuading, selling. And a lot of the things, and oftentimes that can become a fraction of their job, and all of the other things that they're being expected to do really slows them down, and it makes them frustrated. Like you said earlier, I don't like my day. I like my job, but I don't like my day. So it's like, how do you make their day better? Yeah. Which are the tasks, the reporting, the drudgery, the the things that we can do for them so that they can expand and increase the amount of time that they're able to do what makes their day great, what they love about their job, the persuasion, the working with people, the human interaction. And those are things that you can't replace. So sellers are a very highly valuable asset, and you want to maximize that, the value and the productivity that you can get out of that investment that your company has, a limited investment. And by going after some of the things that they need to do, but it's a waste of their time to do, or there's a better way to do it, just can really unlock the value and potential for them.
Yeah, I love that. I think there is, it's a lot to reinforce there. Like for us, and everybody have different takes on the role of AI. We see it as this incredible partner. When we build products, and you do this really, really well, we think of AI as something that can be next to you, can direct you, guide you, show you the way, but ultimately you hold the steering wheel. You decide what you want to do. It can do the mundane tasks for you. You can decide if you want to do them or not. But really the idea is to alleviate a lot of the day-to-day and help you focus on building relationships.
Yeah.
I think when you think about what makes us human,
yeah,
it's the creativity, it's the imagination, it's the strategy, it's the time with people. When I talk to sales leaders, it's really about hey, I want to be a strategic consultant to my customer.
Yeah.
And for that, I want to spend time with them.
Yeah.
And when most of my day is, coping rows, I don't have time to spend with my customers and understanding their needs really, really well. But if I did, wow, I would be an amazing salesperson. So ultimately, it comes down to that. Now, when you look at the go-to-market process as a whole, it's really a system, and many parts of it could be automated and augmented. And that, when we did a process looking at innovation together, we look at what's naturally human and what isn't.
Yeah.
What is just mundane.
Yeah.
And what is mundane and drudgery, we're trying to kind of make sure it's alleviated. And what is human, we're trying to focus on.
Exactly.
And that becomes a beautiful experience. In fact, when it comes to Sales Navigator, we're really trying to reimagine that experience. And there's some really exciting things we're working on in terms of how to take it to market to the next level. But it's really focused on drudgery out, let the AI do it, and let the salesperson really become the hero.
Let the human shine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the other opportunity we're seeing is, in some cases, the best performing reps, they're actually doing different things that the rest of the org isn't necessarily adopting. So we're thinking across what can Sales Navigator do to up-level the rep, make them more efficient, effective, hopefully make buying and selling more delightful, is how do we simplify that work? Automate mundane tasks. How do we augment with intelligence so that some of those most successful habits of the top performers are brought to the long tail? And how can we think about automating some of those pieces as well? We can't help but take the opportunity to share some of what we've been working on that, Tomer, you've been alluding to. We've been focused on two big bets that are coming, that are leveraging generative AI to really drive home some of those points. The first one we're calling AI-assisted search. The search functionality in Sales Navigator is already so powerful because it helps the seller find who do I really need to build relationships and spend time with. Who are those hidden allies who help me break into a new account, who can help me grow within my existing customers. And AI-assisted search is going to help unlock that power for the full organization by not requiring them to know what to look for, but really guiding them, Tomer, to your point, guiding them along the way and helping them realize, oh, here, it's not just marketing decision makers. Here are those past customers. Here are folks that I could have an intro through an executive and so forth. The other area that we're looking for, we call account IQ. And that's really helping with the problem of before an interaction with a customer, I want to have done my research so I can show up informed. Not have that, tell me about your business, Mark, but I can come in knowing here are the top pain points, here are the strategic priorities. And we're also infusing it with unique LinkedIn signals, like what are execs talking about? How's the workforce changing? Because some of those signals can really help inform what I want to be focusing on. And excited to share that as of today, we're bringing our first external customers on with a private beta. And maybe, Mark, to your point earlier, our approach is very much building and learning with and from our customers. So excited where we're going to take this together. Mark, curious thoughts on some of what you've been building and investing in, reactions to what LinkedIn is working on over here in LSM.
Yeah, we're really excited to be part of the beta. Thank you for the opportunity, and also really excited that it actually fits really well with, it's complementary to the work that we're doing. So we have some work, a lot of work going on in generative AI ourselves as part of our AI journey for sales. And it's really kind of focused on helping the seller, manage their opportunities and reporting, pipeline management, and also like a virtual technical assistant. And I see the new capabilities that LinkedIn is coming out with, the search capability and the account IQ, as being really complementary of helping them kind of manage the account, find contacts, and it really kind of all together provides, has the promise of providing a holistic support infrastructure for our sellers that can, really remove a lot of the tasks that they, don't want to spend their time on. Like the solution that we're building will allow them to, like, the AI will summarize like everything that they have going on inside of their account based on all the opportunities and a bunch of different data sources into a way that they can just do reporting by pushing a button. And they don't have to go and pull all the data out, and it'll summarize it all for them so that when somebody asks, like, what's going on in your account? It's like, here you go. For example, and that makes it really easy for them. So yeah, we're really excited to be working with you guys.
That's great to hear.
What you're developing.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. Just want to thank you both again for sharing your time and your perspectives, and really excited about the future that we're building together to drive the evolution of sales. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for the
Thank you,
partnership.
Mark.
Yeah.
Thanks, Monica.
Thanks. Thanks so much, Monica. And let's take a moment to let that soak in. Wow, automation versus augmentation. That's the real difference maker, and one that we all need to think more deeply about as we consider how to bring AI into the sales function. And I loved what Mark said about bringing AI capabilities into Intel and really thinking about their sellers as their stars and their heroes. How do they bring valuable insights to their sellers so that they can take their time away from doing the mundane tasks of creating spreadsheets, bringing AI in as an athlete, as Tomer coined. I love that. So really great insights. Thank you so much, Mark.